I believe that Shane's going to still have to win another round or two.
Was stunned by the right hand. There's another one. There's a big left hook. Why not stop it now? And there's the white towel from the corner, and Shane Mosley has annihilated Antonio Margarito. Oh, here we go again. What's about
You got two 40-somethings in here who both appear weary and maybe
and down goes Mayorga. Here's the scintillating fighting down the stretch of the fight by Shane Mosley. A brilliant progress. So some of that old 12th round backing. Again to finish the fight.
And it's a knockout.
Welcome to another episode of Coffeez. I mean, he's still in fighting shape. He's fought Pacquiao. He's fought Floyd Mayweather. He's fought, Oscar De La Hoya. You name it. Yeah, every champion that you guys all know or grew up with or your parents know and follow, this man has fought them and beat many of them. Yeah. So it's just an honor to have you on the show today. You grew up with boxing gloves on your hand. Like, you come from a lineage
pretty much
of boxers. Was it your father?
Well, my father boxed, but not really like the boxing that I did professionally or whatever. He was more of a, he grew up in Watts, so he had to, do more of the fights in the street. And, he was in gymnastics and other type of sports like that, but very strong, physically very strong. Yeah.
Nice. Now, when did you know, like, boxing wasn't just a sport? This was going to be your life.
I knew when I was like 9 years old that boxing was going to be my life. I knew that I wanted to be the world champion. I knew that I wanted to be great because at that young age, I said to myself, it's a one-on-one sport, and I determine if I'm going to win or not. And if the kids are my size and my age, there's no way they're going to beat me. So I took to the challenge, and boxing, I just fell in love with boxing right away. And actually watching like Sugar Ray Leonard and a lot of those guys at that time, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, those guys actually motivated me to be the top fighter that I was, even then.
So is that where the name derived from? Because I love Sugar Ray Leonard too, but did you get it after Sugar Ray?
The name was given to me probably because of Sugar Ray Leonard. I used to wear the Sugar Ray Leonard gloves in 1980. I started boxing in 1979. Sugar Ray Leonard was like the champion in 1980, so he was a big thing. So it was like, we're going to call you Sugar Shane. And it just stuck with me all the way through. I remember meeting Sugar Ray Robinson and his wife and telling them, my name is Sugar too, and she was like, you have to be good to be a Sugar. And I'm like, well, I'm really good. I'm going to be the best, So, yeah, it just stuck with me. Everybody would announce my name when I was fighting. When I was like 12, 11 years old, my name was announced Sugar Shane Mosley when they announced me. It wasn't just Shane Mosley, it was Sugar Shane. So it's been with me forever.
You had your first professional fight at what age?
I think I was 22 or 21, 22 years old. I waited till after the Olympics in 1992 to fight professionally. The reason why, because of the Olympics, but I could have probably turned professionally early. I was actually number one when I was 17 years old in the country and representing the United States for dual meets and stuff. From 17 to 21, I was the number one guy in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was that in the Olympics?
That was the Olympics, but I was on the Olympic team. But I didn't go to the Olympics. I lost to Vernon Forrest and was an alternate for the Olympics. And, so I was supposed to go, but I actually beat the guy that was the silver medalist in a dual meet. So, I just fell short, and things like that happen.
It happens. So from your early days to the big belts, what did winning mean to you back then, and how has that definition of winning changed now?
Well, back in the day, winning for me was everything. It's like I had to win. Before I fought for my first world title, I think I was 22-0 with like 21 knockouts, or 23-0, 22 knockouts. I knocked out pretty much everybody because I didn't want to go to the judges, because you never know. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen with the judges. I'm like, I have to be one of the greats. I have to be a champion. And, yeah, I don't even want the judges to even have a hand in this. But winning to me back then, it was more so like, it's like an honor and achievement to be the world champion. It felt like I was part of history because all the great champions, they held the belt with honor. Nowadays, it seems that the honor has changed. The mentality of boxing has changed, and it's more of how much money can we get. And even the ones that will fight for honor will turn to fight for the money because the money seems to be, I mean, it's a great tool to have. Money's great, right?
Yeah, I mean, now these boxing tickets are insane.
Yeah.
They're insane tickets. I mean, can you get a fight like against Logan Paul? That'd be a big ticket.
Logan or Jake. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I actually trained Jake Paul, so
Yeah.
I was one of his first trainers. So I don't think that would ever happen. I mean, he is fighting guys
Plus he weighs
smaller
a
than him,
lot.
like Jake Paul. I mean, like Gervonta Davis. So
He's smaller than you?
yeah, Gervonta Davis is really small.
I mean, that'd be a cool fight, and Logan, but it'd be probably rigged.
Yeah, I mean, if they have $20 million and $30 million and $50 million, I would definitely get in the ring and fight. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'd fight for less than that. You're just a fighter.
I'm just a fighter. I love to fight, and I get in the ring all the time with all these young fighters. So if they're paying that type of money, then yeah, that's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But at least I go out there and try. I like to try.
What's your opinion about the quality or the metric of these quality of fighters now that we're seeing these YouTube sensational fighters?
I think that the fighters, they are good, and they have a lot of great qualities. The speed, power, and moving around. I guess the physical part of it, but the only thing that's different is the mentality of the fighter back then and now. I think the mentality is changing where they started to really go for it. I mean, Terence Crawford proved that, he actually showed a great mentality and some old time or old skill type of fighting. Terence did. He showed a great variety of different styles where he can stay there and punch at the same time he can move, and like he did a lot of great things in there. So I take my hat off to him. I think he did a great job. I actually thought Canelo was just too big, was gonna win, but he definitely proved me wrong.
Well, Terrence is he's a traditional fighter.
He's more of a traditional fighter,
and so is Canelo.
And so is Canelo, but Canelo kind of fought he didn't change, whereas Crawford had different things in there they changed and made it hard for Canelo to catch up with him.
Yeah, I think you said he knew he knew his strategy already.
He knew the steps. He knew basically what he was going to do. And Canelo did the same exact thing every time, threw one shot to the body or one shot to the head, and Crawford just had to stay away from that and outpoint him.
Now, you fought some of the biggest names in history, from De La Hoya to Cotto to Mayorga to Mayweather to Pacquiao. But what was your hardest fight mentally, and what was your hardest fight physically?
Well, the hardest fight for both was actually Winky Wright. Ronald Wright was the hardest fight for me at southpaw. He was a southpaw junior middleweight. He was a little bit bigger, and he was very skilled because he can catch and throw. So the shots I was hitting him with didn't hurt, and he was just bigger to me where he can just kind of lay on me or just kind of like smother me, and I couldn't do anything. So that was just a harder fight because of I believe his size and his ability. He had great ability too. It wasn't just size; it was his ability. Because if he was less than what he was, then I could have outpointed him or something. So he was a great fighter.
What year was that fight against Winky?
I'm thinking 2006 or 7 maybe.
I remember that name. I remember that fight.
Yeah, he fought. He also because I was supposed to fight Trinidad after that.
Yeah.
And he fought Trinidad instead, and he beat Trinidad too.
Wow.
Actually, beat Trinidad worse. I mean, it was a close fight with me and him, but Trinidad kind of like just outpointed him.
Did you fight Trinidad?
I didn't get a chance to because I lost to Winky.
Now, so Winky Wright was harder. That was harder than Canelo's, harder than Mayweather?
Hard all of them, yeah, because of his style. Like they were more strategic. Mayweather and Canelo and Cotto's, they're more strategic. Where it was just hard to fight him. Like a southpaw, but he was just tough.
You didn't fight Canelo, did you?
Yeah, I fought Canelo as well.
You fought Canelo?
Yeah, he was like 21. He's a year older than my son. He was
How old were you
21.
when you
I
fought
think I
Canelo?
was 40 or 39 or 40.
You fought him at 40?
Yeah, I believe I was 40 years old when I fought Canelo. He was 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, when was your last big fight? How old were you?
My last fight was with Mayorga. I did that promotion myself at the Forum.
What
And
year was that?
Good. 2016 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my last fight. Now, well, that wasn't my last fight. I take it back. My last fight was with David Evanesian, the Russian kid. That was my last fight, and that was maybe 2016. So he was probably 2015.
But you're still in great shape. You still look like you could get in the ring tomorrow.
I could, yeah. I get in the ring and I spar and move around. Like, I'm still pretty good. I know my limits. I know where I can go, but
What are your limits? I mean, you seem like you're limitless still.
yeah, I mean, a limit would be like maybe getting there with Crawford. He's younger and, and
You'd get in there with Crawford right now?
I would, but that's kind of like,
Crawford, you hear that? The champ?
yeah, but I'm just saying, he's too young for me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. So
He's
I'm not
30. He's 30. He's in his mid-30s.
But I'm saying like I would fight somebody different than that. That more, like he's more out of the league. My son Shane Jr. will fight him.
When will he fight him?
Probably pretty soon. After my son wins the world title, he can fight Crawford at 160. I think Crawford's trying to go to 60 to fight.
And your son's fighting for the world title pretty soon.
Yeah. And December 6th.
In Vegas?
It'll be in Vegas, MGM Grand. Be fighting against Ramos.
Wow.
So he was supposed to fight October 25th, but I think Fedor hurt his hand, and they postponed the date. So now he's going to be fighting December 6th, and I'm excited for that because he's been working very hard. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, you've been training him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not his trainer. There's another trainer, Eric. I give his last name, but Eric. He's a very, very good trainer out of Canada, and he's been working with them. I give my son all the tools he needs, like all the little different strategies and stuff like that. So I'm always there beside him. But yeah,
How old was your son when he started boxing?
He started when he was 8, but then he stopped, and he came back to boxing when he was 16 or 15 or 16.
It's just in his blood.
Yeah, it's his blood. Yeah, he wanted to fight.
So he picked up a pair of gloves the same age you picked up a pair of gloves.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I'm just blown away by your level of fitness. Like, guys, you don't even understand. He literally looks the same. The dude is ripped. What is your regimen to stay this fit still at 54? So start with the morning. What's your morning regimen?
Well, it depends.
And your workout regimen.
It depends on if I start working out, when I work out. But I think that the real reason is me going to the gym and kind of hitting the bags, sparring with the kids, staying in shape that way. I think that just me being active as a fighter, not on the level that I was when I was fighting for world titles, but just being active, it gives my body that type of, that type of chisel where I could just stay fit. I think that's the thing.
Being active is not like you don't stay that chiseled.
I think that and not eating but not overeating, overindulging.
Yeah.
Trying to. I'm more of a snacker anyway, and just you
eat one meal a day. You mentioned.
One meal a day, and I'm a snacker, so I eat one good meal and then maybe snack here and there.
What kind of snacks? nuts or something.
Nuts, granola, or which is granola's not really good, but the nuts are good. You know, I get pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I can't imagine maintaining that body, that BMI at your age is like. I'm sure it gets harder, but
not really. I mean, once you get used to eat a certain way, then it's not hard at all. But it's just getting used to it.
Now, what about outside the ring? What was the fight the public never saw, but shaped the man you became now?
The fight that the public never saw?
What's like one fight you've dealt with, and behind the media?
Well,
we saw all your.
I wouldn't say fights. I would say it more of when you spar, when you go to the gym and spar. So I spar with 2 world champions every day before I was world champion. I think that kind of molded me. Zach Padilla was 140-pound world champion, and Chiquinito Junior Hernandez was a 130-pound champion. I was fighting at 135. So I would spar with these guys almost every day, and I think that
Here in L.A.?
In L.A., yeah. I think that made me, that kind of transformed me as a young fighter into a world champion. Helped me to understand what a champion, what it took to be a champion. Because I was sparring with 2 champions. And I had to be good enough, better, or, just good enough to be in the ring with them. Because if I wasn't, they would just, they'd wipe me out. They'd dust me out. But they were... By me sparring with them all the time, they were actually winning all their fights. So they needed me to spar with them. And that's how I knew that I was going to be the next world champion, because I'm in the ring with 2 champions every day. So there's no way that anybody else is going to be able to mess with me.
That's just unreal. So that's what people don't realize. It's like the work that goes into being a champion. People don't see that you're fighting champions before. People don't see that you're like,
I mean, when I was
pouring it all out before.
I was 15 years old. I was in the ring with Azuma Nosa and sparring with him. And then after the sparring session, Carl King was like, "Oh my God, we want to sign you." My father was like, "He's only 15 years old. You can't sign right now. He's not even pro yet." So I was sparring with a lot of like Hector Lopez and like all these world champions. I was around.
How did you get in front of those people? The gym you went to?
I go to different gyms, sparring different people. Yeah, I'll go to the gym, and my father would take me to the gym, and we will look up for the best person, the champion, the world champion, and we'll get in the ring with them and work and try to be better. So
I feel like the world of boxing now, it's like, to be a good boxer. Like, I'll give you where I live in Costa Mesa. Like, there's only one real boxing gym. Everything else is like this, like, trendy boxing gym.
You got to travel to the hood a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I've been East LA, Pomona, Azusa, Bowen Park. You gotta go to the real.
Hood.
You gotta go to
the
hood a little bit.
They don't have those real boxing gyms.
All this whole fancy stuff. Where the gym is hot and they got air conditioning. You don't want air conditioning.
And they got music, and it's like disco lights.
Yeah, you need a small ring and hot and people looking at you crazy.
That's the real boxing gym. You don't see those Rocky style boxing gyms
anymore. Yeah, real boxing gym, man. All that nice stuff.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in a boxing gym. You got like all of them are now like Box House or Rumble Boxing. They're not real boxing gyms. Have you ever seen these places?
I've seen Rumble Boxing. That's not there. That's just for people to go there and
That's
hit
like
the
for
bag.
moms.
Yeah.
to just work out.
I go to gyms, all the rough gyms. Even now, I go to rough gyms in Puerto Rico or in Mexico or wherever. I like to go to the hood and go to the gyms like that and see what they got.
Yeah. Now you're living in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And we described, you got a lot of fans in Puerto Rico. What is it that drew you to live in Puerto Rico?
Actually, the people. I actually started. I moved there or went there when I was training Jake Paul for Nate Diaz, and then from there I started meeting a lot of people there. I already knew a lot of people anyway, but I realized Puerto Rico is a boxing
country, yeah.
A boxing country or state. Well, it's a territory of the United States.
Yeah.
So I realized it was a boxing, I guess you could say, territory. Yeah. So, and the people love boxing, and I love boxing. So it's kind of like I would definitely want to give back and to the kids that really want to learn, and they seem to really want to learn the sport and be the best. So I love it. There's a lot of financial benefits as far as taxes is concerned as well. So that's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, we were having this conversation. It's like, Philippines, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
These people just adore you. They just adore you. You go to the Philippines, you go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It's like everybody knows Sugar Shane.
Yeah, it's a whole different flavor, and it's like.
And every meal 30 plus.
Yeah, 30 plus, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing about Jake Paul is because he's getting the younger generation involved, and so they can see who's who, I guess. But, yeah.
What's your opinion about this new reemergence of boxing amongst the youth? Like, Jake Paul has really, reignited a fire for the love of boxing that didn't exist. I would say boxing was a dormant sport for, a decade.
Yeah, I mean, he's really getting behind, the fighters out there in Puerto Rico, and also the women boxing. He's brought women boxing to another level. I mean, that's what
he's promoting it.
He's he's promoted women boxing, and now in Puerto Rico or whatever, if you want to, be involved with the fight game, being a woman, because back in the day, women boxing wasn't that big, but nowadays, the women boxers are getting paid, and that's because of Jake Paul. So he's doing a great job.
I see that shift in a lot of women's sports, like basketball, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably attribute Caitlin Clark to that. But women basketball is I think in 5 years, it's going to be neck and neck with the NBA.
That's impressive. Yes.
So you're starting to see this in boxing. You're seeing it in basketball. I mean, you're seeing it in, you might see flag football, with women.
In a second, yeah.
It's right around the corner where you'll see a professional flag football.
And these women fighters, they're actually good. They have good technique and power and stuff like that. So it's getting more exciting. Before, what probably wasn't exciting because it wasn't maybe as good, but the women boxing is really taking off, and they're really fighting a lot better now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know this happens in the UFC. Women's UFC is obviously insane. So now that you've lived through multiple eras of the boxing sport, what stands out to you the most about how the fight game has evolved?
I mean, that's kind of easy. What stands out to me is the money that they're making is crazy. If I was fighting in that era, I would.
But Mike Tyson was making insane money, right?
Not really. I mean, he made $20 million, but he made $20 million. Yeah, he was making some good money, but only Mike Tyson was making like that. In this era,
and De La Hoya.
De La Hoya was really making that. He was making $10 million, but not $50 million, $100 million. This is a different
What's your highest paid fight?
$7 million, and that's against Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So they're making Crawford and Canelo $150 million.
$150 million?
$150 million. Yes. Crawford made $50 million or $100 million or something like that. They're making money like that. That's the difference.
That's crazy. And he's not then what did Jake Paul make?
I don't know, maybe $20-40 million. But see, he brought boxing to Netflix, so he's doing something with all his fans and people that they're supporting him. So that's why he's making that type of money. I think Tyson made $20 million.
Yeah,
something like that. So
he just gave him that fight.
This type of stuff is that's the difference. And back then, I mean, you go back to Sugar Ray Leonard and all of them. Back they was making that type of money. Then we made more money, and now they're making way more money.
Yeah.
So we doubled their money that they were making back in the 80s.
So does your son get to make that kind of money now?
Not yet, but hopefully he'll be in there,
Yeah, he's still only making 6 figures a fight, not 7, huh?
Yeah, I think that after this, if he fights Bud, that could be 8 figures,
Yeah.
So.
He'll be like,
It just depends on who you fight, you know?
I didn't need to be a 7-time world champion like you, and I already made more than you.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like funny money.
Yeah, it's different.
Now, today's boxing world looks a lot different. What do you think today's fighters are missing that your era had?
The real thing that they're missing, and not every fighter, but I'm just the majority, is the mentality of going out there and getting the knockout, going out there and really going for the win, and making the fans enjoy, letting the fans enjoy the actual fight, like actually fighting. Now they'll say, well, we're boxers, we're gonna hit and not get hit. We're gonna hit and not get hit, and they're gonna stay away, and they're gonna box. That's kind of the difference. They don't really engage. Even the boxers back in the day, like say Pernell Whitaker, that doesn't get hit or whatever, he's gonna stay in the pocket and try to knock the guy out. He's gonna not get hit, but at the same time, he's gonna actually go for it and make the guy, like go for a knockout. Whereas these guys will not go for the knockout and not get hit either, but just not try, not put themselves in danger. They say, why put myself in danger? Why risk? Like they're too afraid to go for the knockout, and that's what the fans like. That's what you train, you work out for. They're too afraid of it, but.
So you just think they're little...
to each his own. They still. I think they're great fighters though. There's a lot like Shakur Stevenson and a few others. Tank Davis will go for a knockout. That's why people would like to see him. And Crawford will go for a knockout when he can. So they want to see those type of fights. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot. In a way, it's actually a fighter that'll go for the knockout. Little Chinese guy, and he's excited, and people want to see him. So it's the mentality has to change. If they have the mentality like those fighters I named, then I think that the sport will change around.
Are you instilling that mentality in in Shane Mosley Jr.?
Of course, he has a mentality as well. Like he's a good boxer, but he's also a fighter too. Like he also has. I told him he also has the dog in him. Sometimes he has to do more boxing than try to sit there and fight, because he will get too much if he just sits there and fights too long.
So how do you get that dog in you? What is it that makes you get that dog in you?
It's a mentality, it's a mindset. Like I will win. I'm going to get you. I'm going to win. I'm going to beat you a certain way. And even if you do whatever you do, there's nothing you can do that can stop it. It's just you just bite down. It's that
ferociousness.
Is that been that predator? Like you coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Now, social media, big promos, influencers in the ring. What's your honest take on where this sport is headed right now?
Oh, it looks like it's headed to in the right position. I think that maybe these guys are getting paid a lot, maybe too much money, and sometimes it kind of like makes them more lackadaisical. But I'm all for them getting paid that type of money. I mean, I would definitely love to get paid $100 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, you got family in it now, so it's like, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, but but it takes away. It seems like it's taking away the fight out of some of these big fights, because they're like, oh, okay, I just retire after this. I don't have to do nothing else. I don't know, but I think the sport is going back to the old school, the old way. I think the mentality of it, and hopefully it gets there. Hopefully it goes to where we watched all these fights and want to, go home and be like, I'm gonna watch this fight or watch that fight, and I knew it's gonna be a great fight, instead of like, I wonder if it's gonna be good. I wonder if it's gonna run. I wonder if it's gonna if it's gonna be a boring fight. And you have to wonder if it's gonna be a good fight or not. Back in the day, it's like we know, Mike Tyson's going there. It's gonna be a great fight. Like myself, or let's say Trinidad or anybody, Chavez. These guys, all these guys, Sugar Leonard. Tommy Hearns. It's gonna be some fireworks. Marvin Hagler, something's gonna happen.
You talk about Tyson, every fight of his was so damn fun.
It was fun. Like, like it's an event. Like, oh, man.
All your fights were amazing.
What's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen? That was the thing. Nowadays, like, you're not like, what's going to happen as far as excitement. You're like, is it going to run? Is it going to be a boring fight? Like, what are they going to do? Like, what's going to happen? Back then, it's like, yeah, what's going to happen? But what's going to happen? Like, who's going to get knocked out? Like, what's going to happen that way?
Yeah.
Not who's going to run the most or make it a boring fight.
Yeah, I'll be real with you. I think boxing was tougher and better back when you were boxing. I just do. I think the era of boxing has gotten a little softer. I know that Jake Paul is trying to make it more ferocious.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of glitz and glamour and hokey pokey social media, narrative behind it, right? So,
but Jake Paul is actually he's actually a real fighter, though. Yeah, I trained him, and I know his mentality. I know his mindset. So he actually can fight.
Yeah, so he's a good fighter.
He's actually a fighter. Yeah, he only fought for 7-8 years now. Like, he's a real fighter.
So you think you see it the same? You don't see it the same way? Do you think the era is a little softer? You think it's
No. I mean, the era might be a little bit more softer in everything. Like, not just boxing, but basketball, football. Like, you go to all the sports, and it's softer than it was back in the day.
Yeah,
all the sports.
Probably because of hyper regulation.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
oh, don't hit him there. Don't.
You can't do that. You can't do this. And yeah.
It's like,
back in the day, your eyeball fall out, and you're still fighting.
Yeah, I mean, now everyone's concerned about this legal issue and that legal issue.
Yeah.
Now, if you could train one up and up and coming fighter today, what qualities would you look for first in that fighter?
For me, I look for the mindset, the heart, because you could train all the other stuff, but train the mindset and train the heart is something that's hard to train. Like, you have to really be like a psychiatrist when you're coaching for that, and that's the main ingredient. You have fighters like Mayorga and Maidana, whatever. They just throwing punches from wherever, but they have the mindset that I'm gonna beat you. I'm coming to get you, and they became world champion.
Yeah.
With that, with just not having skills that type of skills at all. So if you have that mindset, and we call it the dog or whatever, then that's what I would want to see is what kind of.
How fast do you see that?
Well, you put him in the ring with certain people and see what happens. I mean, I seen that with Jake Paul. They had a little dog in him when, I took him down the street to Abel Sanchez gym and threw him in there with some undefeated professionals, and they got him in the body and got the best of him a little bit, bloody nose, and he just kept going. I said, okay, he got some dog in him. Like, he not only can he dish it, he can take it a little bit too. So he don't mind taking it. He don't mind taking and giving. So that's why I say, Jake Paul, he did his thing. He's a great fighter. That's why he's doing what he did. It could be, I wouldn't say set up, or it could be a little different, whatever. I don't know what they're doing. But I do know that he is a real fighter, and he can fight. Whatever it is he's doing, continue. He's making money. He's bringing glory back. He's bringing glory back to the fight game. So whatever it is he's doing, continue. Yeah.
Couple last questions. Now, when people talk about legacy, which there's so much legacy discussion in boxing, what do you hope your name stands for when they tell the story of the Sugar Shane Mosley era?
Oh man, I mean, I just hope that they look at me as a honorable fighter, and that a fighter that was really passionate about the sport of boxing and really loved the sport of boxing. I'm really passionate about it, and everybody knows I'm a nice guy. That I'm the type of person that I want the best for the next person or whatever. I'm not even if he beats me or he's whatever. I want to see him do well. I guess you could say I'm the type of guy that wants to see the next person do well, and I feel happy about that. Yeah.
I love that mentality. Got a couple last questions. One is about your family. You've raised 4 beautiful children. One of them up and coming champion.
Yeah.
Now you've instilled a level of grit, a level of ferociousness, a winning mentality in your children, despite the fact that they grew up with a silver spoon, compared to you. How did you instill that mindset into your kids, given all this worldly tribulation, all the things that's this world just sways you when you got money. Your kids didn't grow up poor.
Right. I mean, I didn't necessarily grow up poor either. I was a middle class kid as well. My father worked and my mother worked. General Dynamics, my father worked for the DPS office, so I had a car when I was like 14 years old, driving, a green BMW. A green Bug. So I wasn't necessarily in the ghetto.
Yeah.
I was middle class. But the thing that changed, and that's to my kids, my son, and whatever, is that it's not because you have the money or you have whatever. You have to really want to be the best at whatever it is. I was very competitive. And like my son, Shane Jr., he's very competitive and he wants to win. It doesn't matter who you are. So he wants to win. And that's the key ingredient. You want to win because you need money or you want food on the table, whatever. Yeah, that's one way. But the other way is, I want to be the best. I want to be the great. And I want to be able to take care of my family or whatever so they don't have to struggle. My son kind of adapted that mentality, taking care of his family and want to be the best and setting a goal for himself and not wavering from that goal. So that type of mentality, that type of, I guess that type of thing that I gave him, that I installed in him, that was the type of mentality I installed in him that he's seen, and he grew up watching me do it. So now he's going to do the same thing that I did. He wants to be world champion, he wants to be great, and he wants to be better. And I'm happy for it.
God bless.
God bless. I'm better. I'm happy about that.
One last question. I ask this to everybody. When you're in front of the pearly gates, what do you think God's going to tell you?
Oh, man. I don't know if I learned all my lessons. I believe that God knows my heart and knows that I'm a light and that I am a helper. I'm not a taker. I'm a helper of everybody. Like I'm a helper of earth, of people, mankind, and I'm only enhancing. And I'm gonna get, I believe, good rewards for that.
You will. Yeah. You're one of the sweetest dudes ever.
Thank
Guys, Sugar Shane Mosley, the legend. If people want to connect with you or chat with you, how do they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Shane Mosley, with the blue check. And I'm coming up with my different websites pretty soon. And I'll put that on my Instagram. That's how you can find me on Instagram.
Perfect, guys. Sugar Shane Mosley, 7-time